Hey, just letting you know, this video is an entire spoiler. It's me ranting about episode 3 of The Acolyte. So if you haven't seen episode 3 of The Acolyte and you don't want it spoiled, don't watch this. But if you want it spoiled, even if you haven't seen it, by all means, save your time and watch this because enjoy. Well, this is a first. I was so compelled by anger that I had to come talk to a camera. Let me explain. The Acolyte. Star Wars. The Acolyte. I absolutely love Star Wars. I don't know. I'll get into it one day. And this might be your peek behind the curtain of how into Star Wars I am. I've been watching The Acolyte. It came out last week. This week's episode 3. Today's June 12th. It came out last night. What the fuck? I was going to try to keep the language to a minimum, but what happened? I need to get into this. And I don't know. I might try to see if I can figure out a way to screen grab and like get stuff in and talk about it because it's on Disney Plus. I don't know the laws and the rules behind that and the whole fair use thing. We'll see. I mean, I don't fucking make money off these anyway, so it's fine. What happened? This is like a live take, okay? I was in the other room and I just watched this, and now I'm coming back here because I needed to talk about this. I am so angry. Like that episode almost felt like a joke. It felt like a bad joke that punched me in the face. And I thought I was alone, right? So I decided to check online and see if I could find something. And found an article from Eric Kane on Forbes titled The Acolyte Episode 3 Review. One of the most disappointing Star Wars episodes ever made. I cannot agree more. I was so interested, right? I was so interested in the series, right? Even just from the jump. I liked a lot of the cast that was in it. I liked the High Republic era. I've been waiting to see that. And I thought the first 2 episodes were good. I was of the camp that it was good. I've been, seeing all the hate on Instagram of people calling it woke, and I shut the hell up. It's fine. It's Star Wars. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. Like, everyone's just making a big deal out of everything. And I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I thought they were good. I thought they set up for something interesting. I was like, ooh, I wonder what happened, right? Like, she said that May destroyed everything. So I was like, okay, how's that going to go, right? Destroyed it how? So then episode 3 is a dive back, right? You get to see more of what's going on, of, the kind of situation they are growing up in, the 2 of them, to see the society that they're being raised in, the fact that they're being raised to be witches, but they're still using the Force, so they're Force sensitive, and then the Jedi are interested. And I honestly kind of liked the fact that they were making the Jedi to seem like the villains, because if you think about it, it's kind of bad to do what the Jedi does, which is to do what the Jedi do. I don't know if I said that right. But, you just find some Force-sensitive kids and go, hey, let's take this test and take you away from your family forever so that you can be one of us. Like, I get it. You want them to be raised to use it correctly, but it feels a little weird because then when the Empire's doing it and they're seeking them out because, well, they want to kill them, I guess, or turn them into Inquisitors, which is, I mean, kind of the same thing, if you want to talk about it like that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like... Anyway, that's kind of off topic. So, yeah, I'm just kind of summarizing it really quick. The Jedi show up, and they're like, we want those kids. And the witch ladies, because there's no father, they're all a coven of witches, and then they kind of explain it where the one... which who like they're both their mothers, like these 2, the horny one and the naughty one are like, I mean, they're a lesbian couple, I guess, but it's like it feels like it's more than that because it's like the whole coven, so it's like a whole like magic thing, but they don't really get into it. And then when they get into like how the kids were made, they're just like the horny one carried them, and then the naughty one is like,
I created them.
And then the horny one's like, yeah, but you don't want to know what they'll do to you if they found out how you did it. Like, it's like, okay, so you're just like talking about it, but you're not really talking about it. I get it. It's kind of lazy. Jesus Christ, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, May really wants to be a witch, and Osha really wants to be a Jedi, but I don't. To be honest, I don't really know how or why. Because, I mean, they don't get into how much or how exposed they are to the outside world, but they make it seem like they're really not exposed to the outside world at all. So, tell me why Osha's like, I really want to be a Jedi, though. Like, how does she even know about them? The only way she would have heard anything about them was the fact that they are the reason that they are alone on a planet. Like from her perspective, from the fact that she was raised there, she should hate the Jedi like all the other witches do. Like, she should have the same apprehension. But I guess for the sake of the plot, they were like, well, we're going to have Osha want to be a Jedi. So it's like, okay, everyone's mad about that decision. Mainly May, because so the Jedi are like, these girls, we're going to test them to see if they can be Jedi. And then the Coven's like, no. And then Osha's like, I want to do it. And then May's like, no. I'm really summarizing it, but this is probably what happened in the writer's room, honestly. I don't think I'm going too far off the cuff here. So they argue about it, about the fact that Osha wants to be a Jedi, and really her only reasoning is like, I just want to. And May's just mad because she's like, you promised you'd lie on the test so that you'd fail, because May purposely failed. And then when Osha did it, Soul gave her like this whole talk. He said something like you have to be brave enough to make your own choice, and then you have to be brave enough to tell the truth. It's okay. So yeah, you're like, all right, cool, whatever. That's a nice moment. Still doesn't really explain why Osha's even remotely interested in being a Jedi, but that's I guess beside the point. So yeah, Osha passed, and then she talks to her mom, and her mom's like, maybe you shouldn't. Yeah, May starts screaming at her and then gets carried out to go on a walk, which, like, all right, valid. Get the fuck out of here. And then she talks to her mom, Osha, and she's like, they just kind of, they have like that parrot moment where she's like,
Destiny is not decided for you by an anonymous force. You get to make a choice, Osha.
I was like, yeah, I like that. That's interesting. But like the whole time, I'm kind of sitting here in the back of my mind, and it's like it's ruminating, and I'm like, yeah, this is a nice little like plot story, but like May's just kind of stuck in here as like the one who's mad that Osha lied. But like at the same time, it's really not that big of a deal that Osha lied, because like whatever. I don't know. It's just like it feels forced, pun both intended and unintended. I don't know. It feels lazy. Like you're just looking for a reason for her to be mad. And I get it. Like they're sisters that are raised together. She should be a little upset and a little peeved about the fact that they're disagreeing on it. And I totally support that's a great writing decision. If not, I don't want to say cliche, but it's just like not that moving. I don't know. So yeah, like it's just kind of sitting in the back of your mind of like, okay, but what happened? Like, does May like freak out? Does she like attack the Jedi and then the Jedi attack the Covenant? Like you're wondering what's going to happen, right? So then Osha's getting ready to leave, and then May just kind of like walks in and takes like Osha's book that she drew the Jedi symbol in. I think I might have just missed what was important about the book, to be honest. Sorry. And she's like this when I tell you, like, there's a lot of times I'll just make a joke, and it's one of those jokes that I know is stupid, and I'm just saying it for the sake of hearing my own voice, and I'm perfectly aware that there's no substance to it. It's just like a stupid comment that I'm just saying, and I'll do that a lot when I watch shows like this. I'm getting to a point, and I'll do that a lot where I will hear a line of dialogue and I'll hear they're like building up to a line, or a character asks a question. So I, sitting here as a viewer, will make a stupid comment. So Osha's like, what are you going to do to stop me? And May's like, I'm going to kill you. And that's like a joke that I would make. That's something that I'd be like, yeah, and then we'll make May say, and I'm gonna kill you. And then that's That's what they did.
I'll kill you.
That was what they did. They went with that. They ran it. Somebody in the writer's room said, and then we'll have May just decide to kill OSHA. And they do. But then she doesn't, like, try, like, I feel like everyone in this coven forgets the fact that they're in, like, a witch coven. So, like, no one uses the Force. May genuinely just tries to kill OSHA, and she doesn't do it in any way you might think. You didn't, if you're thinking there's like, oh, we're going to see like a sibling fight. No, she just walks out of the room and locks the door, and then there's like a lamp next to the door, so she grabs the lamp off the wall, and there's like an open flame on top, conveniently. So she takes that notebook of OSHA's and she just burns it, and then it starts a fire. It starts a fire. And when I tell you that fire kills everybody, that fire kills everybody. It kills everybody but OSHA. And May, I guess. And that's, like... I almost don't have any words. Because why... Really? Really? You couldn't think of anything better to set this off, to like, as a backstory. You've set up this whole High Republic business. You set up this whole deep backstory about what May did, and the best you could come up with was she started a fire and it killed everyone. And they showed it was so incredibly lazy. When again, the first 2 episodes felt like they were good. Like, they felt impressive, Like, the fight scenes were at least cool. OSHA has, like, a hole in the wall, and she gets out of the hole in the wall. So then she's running, and then she's, like, trying to catch up with May or something, or, like, May's trying to catch up with her, and they, like, meet on 2 opposite sides of this bridge. Whatever. Not such a terrible setup. That's an interesting set for a climax of something that might happen. So OSHA's like,
Where's Mama?
As one might. And May says,
Mama's dead.
She's dead? She's dead. And like, there's almost a part of you as a viewer that goes, that's got to be a joke. She's just dead. So after that, the bridges start, like, falling just conveniently at the point that Soul shows up. And then Maze falls first, and she falls into, like, this fiery abyss. And then OSHA's about to fall, and then Soul grabs her and pulls her up the cliff. And then so they're running back through, and they're like, we gotta go. And they run into this room with just, like, 10 dead witches on the floor. Just, like, strewn about. Like, there's, like, rubble, and there's, like, some fire around the room and shit. But there's just, like, a room full of dead witches. Like, they're just dead on the floor. They're not burned. They're not under something. They're just laying there dead. So it almost kind of leads in your mind of, like, did May just individually go through every single person here and just kill them? Like one after the other, somehow? But I'm pretty sure it's just the fire. Like, I think they kind of elaborate on it a little later. I think it's just the fire that killed everyone. Because then they run through the room where Mama is, and just dead. Just dead on the floor. And then Soul's like, we gotta go. And then they leave, and she wakes up on the ship, and he's like,
May started a fire. It destroyed everything.
what? What? Are you serious? Dude, I'm 25 and have 0 credentials whatsoever, but the fact that I've at least watched a movie, I've watched a TV show, I've read a book, okay? Just a couple, and I've been a fan of Star Wars for a very long time. But honestly, again, I haven't been alive that long compared to how long Star Wars has been out. So you would think that the people who have been alive longer than me, who have theoretically seen more movies, watched more TV shows, read more books, and been bigger Star Wars fans for longer, could have come up with something just a little bit better, a little bit more thought out than May started a fire that killed everybody because Osha wanted to be a Jedi and lied, like a little bit. Tell me how those two don't line up to you. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe leave it down in the comments if I'm psychotic or if I'm just wrong about this. And it's like, I tried so hard to defend this show. I really thought it was good. But they literally just slapped me in the face. For what? What was that? I'm mad. I'm so, like when the credits rolled, I was, like, blown away. I was like, where was the gotcha? Where was the part where they were like, no, we were just kidding. Here's the actual thing that happened. Who? What? I can't even comprehend what might have happened that allowed that to get through. How many hands at Disney does that have to pass through? Where enough people are like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, shoot it. How much money? What if I just have like a weird idea, and I'm sure even making this video is like isolating me from it ever happening. But like, Disney, just reach out. Toss me the same amount of money that you tossed that episode, and I can guarantee I can get you something better. I promise you that. Give me the resources that you have and the money that you spend. The set designs were great. The costumes are, well, the costumes were good except for the but man, give me the resources that Disney has, and I can guarantee you I can make a better Star Wars show. And that's just as some guy who likes Star Wars. I mean, if you're telling me to piece together some backstory for this character, like if you like, again, these people had a plan. This is how it started. This was the plan from start to finish. You write something as a whole, and then here it is. Here's the thing. So you could, again, just don't even give me all the resources for everything. Just give me the resources for episode 3. Show me episodes 1 and 2. Don't give me anything else, right? Just me. Leave it at that. If you, before I watched this episode, gave me the resources and said, make episode 3, I can guarantee it would have been better than what I just watched. I can't even put to words how, like, disappointed I am as a fan, as somebody who really cares about this, I don't know, the genre, the intellectual property, the entire universe of it is so mystifying and meaningful to me in so many different ways, from so many different people having their hands in the pot. And when I tell you that this, I'm going to keep watching the show. I want it to be good. I don't know how you redeem yourself from just such a stupid plot point. But yeah, man, that added no value whatsoever to not only my existence, but just straight up Star Wars as a whole. Like, for all of the content and the entities that have been added to Star Wars, nothing. This brought absolutely nothing. Man. What was that Star Wars game show with the guy who played Jar Jar? Tell me in the comments if you knew it offhand by that description before I pull it up right now. Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge. What's his name? He deserves the credit. What's his name? Ahmed Best. What a guy. What a king. Yeah, man. So I guess that's that. I'll see if I can get the video on this so I could, like, I'll see what I can do. If not, let me know if you want me to do like a video where I just go through the episode, or like a live watch of an episode. I would love to do something like that. This is different from gaming content, but this is part of the stuff I want to do, because man, when stuff like that happens, I feel like I have to say something. I have to tell people, and I'll put a spoiler alert at the top of this video. But fuck, man, what a piece of shit! What a pile of garbage! I'm willing to throw myself under the algorithm for that too. That's worth cursing. It's so. That's so lame. That was so lame. Okay, all right. Bye. Bye.
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.